Yellow, this is Gimmick from Hey You Video Game, and we are going to answer the great question. What happens when you stay in for the whole round? Well, we all know what happens when you stay in for the whole round. You essentially lose everything. So what we're really talking about is what happens if you stay till the very, very end. Does the legendary juggernaut scavs spawn with all kinds of amazing gear? Do we just fight off waves and waves and just load up on 50 different scavs throughout the hour? Well, that's what we're gonna find out, and we're doing this run in factory. It's an hour long. The other ones are much longer. We didn't test those, so we are testing exclusively factory. But we've heard different things. On the Reddit or talking to other people who play, some people say that these geared scavs spawn in the last 15 minutes. Some people say nothing happens, it's a waste of time. We decided to find out for ourselves and test this out so you don't have to waste your time if it is a waste of time. So I'm gonna be honest, I thought this would be a great video. We'd go through all the different spawns and track it all, and it would make a nice little video for the old channel, but spoiler alert, it's a total waste of time. So I mean, you can close the video now if you want, or you can stick around because we're actually I'm gonna kind of break down the spawn mechanics and how you can tell when scavs spawn, just all the stuff we've learned from playing factory over and over and over, and specifically what we learned from staying in for nearly the full hour. So right off the bat, some things you already know. Right when the game starts, there's 6 players total. Sometimes there's 5 if one of them doesn't spawn right, but I've heard that that player can actually come in later. Maybe they lagged out and they have to restart their game and they reconnect. So for some reason, the 5th spawn, the breach, is often the one that doesn't spawn. So if you spawn at 6 or 4, which is forklifts or double barrel chem light, and you move it on 5 and they're not there and you move on, I'd still watch your back. They could spawn in later, but right off the bat you got 6 players, so you and 5 enemies, or if you're on a squad, do the math, however many players you got to deal with. And the actual scavs seem to not spawn in for about 30 seconds, until like 30 seconds into the round. So if you're and this is not always consistent, but most of the time we found that if you spawn and if you sprint out right away to try to meet up with your friends or your squad, you're not going to have to deal with scavs on the map for about 30 seconds or so. Then about 30 seconds in, the first wave of scavs spawn. So this is when the map is everything's popping off. You're fighting players, you're fighting scavs, the devs seem to be messing with this, so this could totally change. But around 5 minutes in, so at about 55 to about 9 or 10 minutes in, so let's say like 50 to 55 minutes left, is when the second wave spawns with player scavs. And we've had anywhere from, I think, 2 is the minimum, it seems, and then we've had like 4 player scavs spawn in all in one round, all at the same time. So we used to always think it was just 2, it was capped out at 2, but I don't know, maybe if you join in a group as scavs, you can get more than 2. So beware at around then. A lot of times there's still a couple players left, and then you're also having to deal with the player scavs and the second wave. Now sometimes it seems to not all spawn at once. A big spawn happens during this time, but then sometimes there's these tiny little mini spawns over the next few minutes. And this is kind of the big second wave, and after this it just dies down. Now we did have a few scavs spawn since here. We expected that there would be some more waves, but really we got 1 or 2 at a time, a couple more times. I think at around 38 minutes left we had a couple spawn, and then about 33 minutes left we had 1 spawn, and that was it. We literally looted everything, like just in peace we looted factory to death. There wasn't a single stone unturned. There was no boss scav round, or I mean, we knew that, but a lot of times we're looking for those scavs with the helmets, right? Those are the money bags that we want, and never did we find one with a helmet. It seems like helmet scavs are completely random. They don't have to do with how long you stay in the round, so don't waste your time. After the second big wave, if you're just in there for gear, we would say probably just move on after that second wave. It's not worth staying. But one other little tip here is how you can tell when the scavs spawn. You can kind of see us here react to it, but the server will lag for a second. There'll be a little bump where you'll freeze for a second and then you'll go. Now it does this on and off even if the scavs don't spawn, but usually when this happens, that means there's a scav spawn. So whenever we both get a bump, you see I'm playing here with Verendi Puppet. If we both get a bump, we immediately let's check for scavs. You know, stop looting, stop. You know, get your heads out of the clouds, and let's start looking around. So, yeah, that's really the information we found. If you do stay in super late, make sure you bring something to drink, because your thirst is going to go first. Your hunger will last you pretty well all the way through, but you will need to drink something at some point. So, yeah, unfortunately there's not much more to say. So I will leave this video with maybe just an interesting conversation. You know, when you're sitting around doing nothing for an hour, you know, you gotta entertain yourself. So anyway, I hope this helps, and I hope that it saved you an hour of wasted time. But you know, who knows what will happen in the updates. So Godspeed.
These maps are like voodoo dolls.
It's a nightmare.
Well, at least we're learning like a little bit how to fix that desync when we know retracing our steps works sometimes.
Yeah, by the time this game comes out, maybe they'll consider making it a mechanic.
Yeah, like some kind of magic feature.
Yeah, yeah.
Magic element to it.
It's not unrealistic if the universe has magic in it.
Yeah. I'm still holding out for mutant babies, like horror, like little, like
yeah.
You'll be walking down the hallway and you'll just see like a little baby with like a giant head and like jagged teeth, like over here, just sitting on this little bed, is hissing at you.
Oh man, you want to turn this into a horror game? Or
well, I think the Stalker series had mutants. I'm not positive about it, but
yeah,
this game is heavily, this game was heavily influenced by Stalker.
I feel like even if that's what the original plan was, to make this like a kind of a horror thing, I feel like at this point they've gotten too much respect to do that.
Oh no, I say that as like a total joke.
No, I've heard people talking about it. I've heard like cleanup guy and all that. Yeah, in the podcast they were talking about like, no, I think they're gonna add zombies,
Stalker.
And they were like,
no, they said that.
Yeah, it wasn't based off a tip. It was just pure conjecture, and half of them were like, that would be stupid, and half of them were like, hey, if any game. No, it was the podcast.
I've been making that joke.
I know, because it's an easy joke to make, but they were talking about it, I guarantee you.
Oh
One of the guys was like,
I'm gonna ask everybody about that now.
There's no, like, it didn't come from, like, any official rumor. It was just, like, a totally what-if kind of thing. But they said, like, oh, it's, like, post-apocalyptic, there's blood everywhere, I think there's gonna be zombies. And then they were like, that'd be stupid, and one of them was like, well,
it was because they were talking about, no, not zombies, cultists. They were talking about cultists, Shoreline. Because remember, have you been inside the buildings in the swamp and Shoreline? I remember that podcast episode.
No, this was definitely zombies. It was like irradiated humans is what they were calling them. Irradiated humans.
That's hilarious. That's awesome.
I'm sure maybe that
dude, I think though, if they super downplayed it, like if they made it like a legit like horror, like in the corners of the map, like in the like you go to the open world and there's like a cave, and like the cultists are like have been living in this cave, and they've got like this mutant. That'd be like so awesome. Like,
I wouldn't mind
hardcore
monsters. I wouldn't mind monsters of some kind. They just can't do zombies just purely based on like the reputation. Like,
well, Stalker didn't have zombies. Stalker was like horror. It was like horror mutants.
Yeah,
it wasn't like.
I think that would be okay. I think that would be okay.
Yeah, I think like horror mutants, like the kind of thing you see in Doom. Like if they went more of a Doom route with it, that would be awesome. Because Doom monsters are actually pretty cool.
But I agree,
There's
it needs
no
to be
zombies.
very underplayed. I feel like most of the time you're fighting scavs and humans, and then like every once in a blue moon, like, because there's that, you know, that room in customs that has all the markings on it. You have to have the marked key, and there's all those like cult markings on the door, and you go in. If you unlock it, there's like a circle of candles and all this shit. Yeah.
I've only seen in Shoreline. They've got the altars in Shoreline.
Yeah, there's little hints that there might be something like that.
I think cultists would be pretty cool.
That would be more respectable.
You get like some. I think I might have got a little bump. I'm not sure. Like if you get some dude in like a robe, like chasing you with some kind of, I don't know.
Yeah.
Black powder rifle. I don't know what weapons the cultists would have.
Yeah. I feel like it'd be funny if they were extremely easy to kill, but they could like summon. Yeah. They like would summon these or like create these like monstrosities.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. It would definitely be scary as shit with this game.
Yeah.
Like the intensity.
Imagine like
of it
eight,
already.
like you come around a cave and there's like 8 cultists just start sprinting at you.
Or like you're in a firefight and you're taking cover in like a little corner. You look over, there's like a baby with like a shrunken head. It's like hissing at you.
Man, you really don't like babies with birth defects, do you? Is that like a fear that you have?
I think the creepiest horror thing is like a mutant baby, like just crawling around somewhere.
Yeah, no, hey, I agree.
That's my fear.
I just think it's funny when you twist it and you realize that those are real things, but it's really sad in the real world, and it's really scary in the fantasy world.
I wasn't really thinking about it in the real world. Shrunken head baby.
I think they should do that.
But they don't. The ones with birth defects, they don't have like glowing red eyes and pointy teeth.
No, well, the pointy teeth I think is possible. More like jagged teeth. I think they should do that. They should implement those, but they should, because this is such a realistic game, they should do it like make it not scary, but make it sad. Like there's a mother in Shoreline, and she's got a baby, and you go up to her, and she like won't show it to you. It's like a quest, and you finally like she shows you the baby, and it's deformed. Oh my god, it's just sad. It's just sad.
Yeah.
It's not scary. It's just a real human baby that's got a tough road ahead of it. I say it.
Gosh, there's a classical epic poem with a monster at the end called Error.
Ooh,
I think it's
glitch.
A bump.
Yeah, I got a bump. Where you at?
I'm in Bridge. Where
It's
are
like
you?
Grendel. You thinking of Grendel?
No.
The ultimate deformed baby.
No, what's the writer's name? It starts with an S, I think. I always forget it. But no, the name of the monster is Error, like ERROUR. And there's like a knight. I think it's called a knight. I think it's called The Knight's Tale or something.
That's a movie with guy who played Joker. What's his name? Heath Ledger. It's like a romantic comedy, or a romantic, not comedy, just a romantic.
Got this one. What's up? Classic poems.
We got 10 minutes left.
Ooh, we're almost there. The Fairy Queen. The Fairy Queen by Edmund Spencer. The Fairy Queen. There's the Fairy Queen. It's about this knight, and he goes into a cave.
Oh shit! Oh god! Scared me. The time came up in the corner. Hey, there's one thing that happens.
Oh!
Scared the shit out of me. I was like, ah!
That goes red. Wow, we're here. What should we do? Just lap the map? Where are you?
I'm right here. I don't know. I don't want to desync it now. Now I'm getting nervous. Don't open any doors.
I'm gonna run between these platforms. Gosh. We wasted so much time testing this out. Half an hour. Nothing has spawned in like, what, half an hour?
A long time. Yeah. I mean, it was worth doing once.
Yeah.
Figure this out. We can post this for... to warn everybody against it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been wanting to. Try this out.
Well. That's that, huh?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm not extracting.
Oh my god!
Just kidding. Alright, well, hey, what are your thoughts on that experience? What did we learn?
That was a huge waste of time. We had the whole map looted by about, what, 37 minutes in? 35 minutes?
Oh,
or no,
you mean 35 minutes to go? Yeah.
Yeah. Then we just sat there for half an hour, essentially. I feel like one spawned in at like 25.
The last one that spawned was the one you killed at break.
How much XP did you get for that? I got 17,000.
26.4.
I killed one bear, one USEC, and 7 scavs.
I killed one bear, one USEC, and 6 scavs. It's actually...
What the hell? Why'd you get so much more XP?
I don't know. Looting? But I mean, you got 7 scavs, I got 6?
Yeah.
That seems odd. I've killed, like... By myself, I've killed, like, 10 before. I mean, fairly regularly, so... I just feel like that's low. That's low.
No, I think the map generally spawns about, you know, when you do your like 15-minute runs, it's usually like about 11 to 15 scavs total between those two spawns.
Huh.
I think.
Yeah, less than I would have thought. Well, don't wait till the end. No juggernauts, no wonderfully armored scavs to feast upon. Waste of our fucking time.
Yeah, that was a waste.